Are we live?
Are we live? Are we live? We filmed this episode. This will be our third time filming it.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah. So if you've noticed that we're having some lags between our podcasts, it was because our equipment was failed. So we have all brand new equipment now, thanks to Crutchfield and Dell Computers.
Are they our sponsors?
No, they still made me pay full price.
Okay.
So welcome to episode 4. I am Damian Mell, CEO and co-founder of Modern Wholesale Property Management. And with me is Mia Mell, co-founder
Hello.
and president of Modern Wholesale.
Yes.
And
Hi, everyone.
we are married. We've both been doing this now for, well,
Too long. Way too long.
So Mia, today our podcast is going to be on affiliate programs. And what are they, and why should I be connected with affiliate programs?
Why should I care?
Why should I care?
Yeah, because so when you say affiliate program, it's not super sexy or anything like that. I don't know if anyone really thinks about an affiliate program. So, we're starting ours off right now.
Correct.
So I think it's a good time to just kind of what is it anyways?
Well, I noticed it's been kind of a buzz. Like a lot of different either podcasts or articles are talking about affiliate programs, and I know some of the at the different trade shows they're having topics on affiliate programs and trying to educate agents on what affiliate programs are and how that really should connect with their business.
Yeah, and I think we as real estate agents, we start talking about it when the market sucks. Because when everything's great, no one cares about anything else.
Yeah, we wait till the house is on fire, and then we look for a fire hose.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that way. But it just so happens to be right now is a time where the market for, I would say, the majority of real estate agents and mortgage brokers and a lot of people isn't the best.
Yeah, well, mainly because you can't get a listing. If you are the one with the listing, great, but they're definitely far and few between.
Yeah, they're few and far between. They might be unrealistic. Yeah, if you're a buyer's agent, you might be there's not a lot of inventory, so you're putting in a lot of offers and spending a lot of time and probably not getting anything accepted.
Yeah, well, and also too is if you traditionally are doing listings, people do not want to sell because they refinance at 3.5%, and they're kind of freaked out. Like, hey,
yeah,
so
no one wants to get rid of that rate.
Yeah, and before it's like every 5 to 7 years somebody moves. That's why a 30-year is tied to a 10-year treasury note, right? Because it's every 5 to 7 years someone moves. But now it's like they want to move, but it's like, wait a minute, I'm going to leave a 3.5% and go into a 7.5%, 8% potentially based on whatever.
No one wants to do that.
Yeah, so that's absolutely crazy. And you're not getting any bigger of a house. Actually, you may even be getting a smaller house for a bigger payment.
Yeah. So there's a lot of issues in the market right now, and everyone is looking for alternative ways to make money. And basically that's what an affiliate program is designed for.
So let's get some examples. What would be some, obviously we have an affiliate program we can talk about, but what are some examples of affiliate program, exactly like what an agent can connect with? How would that look? What's
well, what are some examples of
like an affiliate program, right? Like, so you're an agent and you say, okay, I hear all about affiliate programs. Everyone's talking about what does that mean? What is an affiliate program?
Basically, how I look at it is you're basically affiliating yourself with another company. You're aligning yourself with another company or multiple companies and creating your own personal network. So if you're an agent, you're normally just like an individual. Like, I'm Mary, agent, Mary Smith. I'm just an agent. Yeah, I work for a brokerage, but at the end of the day, I'm just me. And when you have affiliate programs, it allows you to create your own team. Even if you are on a team with other real estate agents, they're still all just real estate agents.
Correct.
But affiliating yourself, aligning yourself with ancillary companies that complement what you do is helpful.
So there's the key word, complement.
Yes.
Complement. So don't get connected with a car wash. That's probably not going to help you.
No, it can, but
it's complementary, right? It's complementary. So, okay, so kind of to expand on that. So, when somebody dropped something in the background. So to expand on that, so like when we talked about it, right? Like, so real estate agents used to have the lock and key to information, right? Like,
Yes.
and I was just talking with one of our salespeople on the floor. In the 90s, if you said, I want to sell my house, you have to rely on the real estate agent's information. Zillow didn't exist, right? You didn't know.
I don't know. I was just a baby in the
I know.
90s, so
Okay.
I really can't
Okay.
say
Okay.
either way.
Yeah. So anyway, so in the 90s, so you had to rely on the agent's knowledge and access to information. The MLS was not
Right.
populated over Zillow and all those other websites, right? So today, when an agent knocks on a door, if they're farming or if they're doing an open house and they talk to a prospective client, that client tends to already know how much their house should sell for.
Yeah, they're armed with a lot of knowledge
Yes.
from the internet. And yeah.
So that devalues the agent right from the get-go, right? That devalues you from the consumer's point of view. Now, I know people are going to email in like, oh, how dare you say an agent is super important? An agent is super important, but we're talking from the consumer side, right? The consumer's already seeing a devalue there. Hey, I have a lot of information. I kind of know what's going on. I know what my house is worth, right? And so you're already limited right now what you're offering the client.
Yeah.
So, and obviously you're, as an agent or a broker, the complexity of selling a house, there's a lot of details and legalities into that, and having someone help you through that process, make sure you get the right price for your house, the negotiations done right, those are all the important steps. But again, trying to defend yourself against the client right from the beginning is already putting you in a bad situation from a sales perspective, right? You don't want to justify yourself.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the more tools you have in your tool belt, the more valuable of a resource you are. And really, the relationship between an agent and a client is really all about how valuable you are
Correct.
to them.
And bringing that value is you have more information, you have more things to offer them, right? You're able. So affiliate program is how you do that.
Yeah, it helps you add value for yourself, for your business, and to your client.
Correct.
And I think it also helps differentiate yourself from other agents.
Correct.
Because honestly, agents are a dime a dozen. There's agents everywhere. Everyone's mother, grandmother, aunt, best friend.
There's 500,000 in the state of California.
Agent. Yeah, so anyone could fill in the bubbles and be an agent. That's not a big deal. But it's like, what can you actually do for me? What do you actually know? And how useful are you going to be to me? I.e., are you going to make me more money?
Okay, so you have two options in this scenario. You can do one or two things. You can either have an affiliate program, or you can say, I'm going to do it on my own. So, okay, I'm going to offer more things on my own. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to start a property management division. I'm going to get an insurance license. I'm going to get a contractor's license. I'm going to learn, right? Like that becomes crazy, right? You're going to become a jack of all trades, master of none, right? It's going to be a huge undertaking. It's going to be expensive. People are going to think you're nuts.
That's not even possible.
Yeah, but that people will take that concept, right? Like, oh, I'll just go out and do it my own. But an affiliate program is the more attractive way and the better way to do it, right? Because you're aligning yourself with those other companies that do those other services and be able to generate revenue from those services without actually having to do them. But from the client, from the client's perspective, you offer more to them. You have more.
Well, I always say, like, everyone needs a dream team.
Yeah.
So, teamwork makes the dream work. So, yeah, you can't do everything and you can't be an expert in everything. So, aligning yourself with these other companies that complement your business just makes sense. It just makes sense.
It's there's no learning curve. It's much faster and it gives you much more resources to the customer. So I think that is a good. Are you telling me to move on? You like that? She said, okay.
Am I?
Okay. She's like, okay, move on.
So
move on.
We should get to our program. So the modern wholesale program.
Okay. In case people get bored and stop listening.
Well, let's get to the meat of the topic. So we have an affiliate program that we just rolled out, or actually we didn't just roll it out.
We've had it for about 5 years. We had it for 5
Yeah.
years. We've been beta testing it. We've just rolled out all of our new automation and online platforms. That's what we rolled out, and that's the big deal.
But also timing. Again, we were just like other brokers, very busy listing properties, selling properties, doing all of this stuff because the market was great. Even during COVID, everything was great. Interest rates were super low. So when times are good, that's when you tend to not care about these ancillary type of things.
Yeah. Well, and also too, property management tends to be somewhat lower of interest from the general community when homes are selling quick, things are good, interest rates were
Yeah,
lower, so
that's true.
you could get out of your home. You're like, hey, I want to move. Selling it, no big deal. You're getting a new rate, attractive
Yeah.
mortgage rate elsewhere, so it wasn't a big deal, right?
Exactly. But people are finding themselves now in situations where they can't sell, but they do need to.
Absolutely.
So they're maybe having to rent out their properties. We call those accidental landlords. Or there might be people who are taking advantage of the situation and buying properties specifically for rentals. All kinds of things like that. A lot of people are moving out of state.
Yeah.
And they do have a low interest rate, so they could actually cash flow. They might not want to sell because this is a time where they could actually cash flow off their property.
Well, and I think too, people are moving out of state, but they don't know if they want to stay out of state. They really don't.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
uncertain, so they don't want to sell, because what they don't want to do is sell, and then the market becomes
Price
more expensive,
themselves
and then
out of
and then they
California.
can't get back into the market. So there is definitely a lot of those. So the number of consumers where the interest has raised to, hey, I would consider renting my property, is definitely growing, and we're hearing it every day from agents, right?
So why does an agent want to join our affiliate program?
Well, it's really great. The reason they want to join is they want to retain the relationship, number one. The first thing and foremost is, for an agent to build their business long term, is to retain clients, right? Second is
Client retention.
they want to increase their monthly revenue. The number one thing we hear from agents in a down market is, how do I have monthly revenue if I don't have any listings, right? Like I'm
Residual income.
yeah, I'm out
is
there
the key
working.
to that.
I'm out there working. I'm knocking on doors. I'm hustling. I'm talking to a lot of people, but I'm not making any money from that. And that tends to be a problem, right? And so our affiliate program really kind of accomplishes both of those, right? So what happens is we talk to agents who say, I farm, or I do open houses. And I do that to get basically looky-loos or other people in the neighborhood interested in selling to come in, right? And that's how you kind of draw, especially if you're a new agent, that's how you draw potential clients. The problem that they're running into is they're only equipped to have one conversation. Do you want to list?
Yes.
And if the answer is no, that's the end of their conversation. The homeowner may say, I have some other alternatives. I'm thinking about renting because I have to move because of my job, or for whatever the reasons is. Agents are quickly losing that opportunity, and they're just going to find someone else who can handle it. And so our affiliate program enables them with tools that when they meet that person, when they meet them, they're like, you know what, I can totally help you with that. I can get you some market comps. I can get you taken care of. We can get your property managed. The agent has the ability to do that utilizing our services. We're basically a snap-on property management team for their business.
Exactly. And I mean, one of the things too that I want to mention, especially with our business, when you talk about residual income and passive income, meaning income that just comes to you every month without necessarily doing anything, property management has kept us afloat multiple times throughout the ebbs and flows of the market.
Absolutely.
And so many times, and again, it's the less sexier part of the industry, of the real estate industry, because it's low volume. It's you're dealing with non-glamorous things, and it's tedious. It's all of those things. So a lot of agents, they just ignore it. But at the end of the day, having a portfolio of property management clients is how we basically all of our other businesses stem off our portfolio. The property management portfolio is the hub
Correct.
of our business, and everything else spokes out of it: the listings, the repairs, the escrows, the everything, really.
Yeah, farming becomes a lot easier when it's simply sending an email to your client. Hey, are you ready to look at some market comps?
Yes.
Are you ready to sell?
We've never once we've been brokers for over 20 years.
Well, we farmed one time, one day, and I immediately didn't like it. We did 2 open houses, one where we ate a lot of Krispy Kreme donuts with the homeowner because no one showed up.
And I think this is like the appeal that's going to appeal to agents. Yeah. So we've been brokers for 20 plus years, blah, blah, blah. We list, without even trying, at minimum 2 or 3 properties a month. I would say on average, just every year after year, sometimes more, sometimes less. But we literally I have never in my career did a listing appointment. I've never done a listing presentation. I've only farmed that one time, and no, it just is just not a thing because we have a built-in clientele.
Yeah, I mean there's having a built-in clientele is everything. And when you have affiliate programs with your built-in clientele, you're basically having more to offer them. You can be more reactive to their situation because everyone has a unique situation. And at the end of the day, the whole point is to be profitable on your actions, right? I mean, we like our clients, but like I tell my clients, hey, I like you, but if I'm not making money, I don't like you that much, right? Like it's
true.
You want to make money off the clients, and you want the clients to see you as a value asset to as part of their team for their investment or however they're looking at their property, right?
Yeah, and I think our clients think, we're valuable because, obviously we manage their property. If they want to sell, we can list it for them. If they have a repair, we handle it for them.
Correct.
So it's really, we're really like a one-stop
so
shop.
That and look at, and that's what our affiliate program is doing, right? So we looked at how other property managers interacted with other real estate agents, right? And the typical scenario is they say, hey, can you just refer me clients? We'll pay you a one-time fee, and we promise we'll give them back when they're ready to sell. You're never going to see that client again, right?
Yeah.
And so we really looked and we said, how does the rest of the industry work? How does the outside of property management, which, believe it or not, nothing has changed in property management in like the last 200 years. It's like the oldest.
Basic, yeah.
Yeah, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. It's super old.
Well, except for all the laws.
Yeah, the laws. They get more and more complicated, So it kind of drives a lot of people from not wanting to do it. But we looked and said, how can we be different? And we have looked high and low, and we have not seen one affiliate program for property management that is structured like ours. We see ones that say affiliate, but they're just simply referral, where ours is we pay the agent every single month, right? And that's the key. Not only do we pay them every single month, it's really cool. And I just say this not as a solicitation for the website but transparency. When you click on your website, we were just doing a demo today on this. When you click in on the agent's website, not only does it show you how much rent we collected from that property that month, it always shows the agent exactly what the breakdown is, what the math is, how much they're getting paid. It's completely transparent, right? And so, but we, again, circling back is, we're doing what nobody else is doing. And so we looked at a property today and we said, if the rent was like $3,400, which is really kind of the average rent in nicer neighborhoods and all the way up to $5,000, at $3,400, an average agent is making about $2,700 a year off this affiliate program. That's one property. So if you don't want $2,700 a year, if that's not
awesome.
Yeah, that's
just
huge.
one property.
That's one.
That's like a little
property.
over 100.
Yeah, because what's happening is the agent signing it up, and they said, I don't even want to do the leasing. They don't even want to do it. And we're like, that's no problem. We're going to pay you when we do the leasing because you set the rates. We send them a nice fat check. And then every month after they get a check.
Wait, when we lease it?
When we lease it, yeah. So what happens is the agent signs up the client and they determine what the lease rate is for when it's vacant.
Right, so like 50% or
we're
80
we're seeing
or
like 75% kind of being on average of what all these agents are writing.
1 month's rent.
1 month's rent, right? 75%. And then most agents are writing contracts at about 8.5% of the monthly rent is what the management fee is.
Okay.
After we deduct out the wholesale rate, our portion of it, what we're seeing is the agent is getting like 35%.
So they're getting a portion of the leasing.
They're getting a portion of the leasing.
What is ours? 50? We
well,
charge 50?
It's less. It's for the agent. It's going to come in less at like a 0.40, so 40%, right? So they're at 75. So they get a better spread.
They get anything over 40.
They get anything over 40. So they're seeing this spread, and they didn't have to lift a finger. They just had to put the information into the computer and hit submit. That's all they had to do. Okay. And then every month we collect rent, they get their residual too, right? They get that extra. They're getting about it was like $102 a month on this particular property that this agent did every month. Well, then the tenant moves out. Tenant's there for 18 months, year and 2 years. Tenant moves out. Guess what happens? They get that leasing fee all over again. They didn't do anything.
Lease it up again, right?
They lease it up again, and they continue. And it's just recurring.
And that gives them, when they know, I think another thing that's valuable is if you sell a house to a client and they're going to make it a rental, okay, that's one thing. But you have no idea what's going on with the tenant. You don't know when the tenant's moving out. You don't know if the tenant maybe hasn't paid rent. So it keeps you in the loop. So like you're saying, when the tenant moves out, you would never know that the tenant moved out in a normal situation unless you were constantly checking in with the owner,
and that's the point.
which you're not going to do.
And that's the point. You want to go to the owner and say, hey, your tenant gave notice. Do you want market
Yeah,
comps?
that's an opportunity
Markets
to sell
change.
it again.
Markets change, right? And that's your opportunity. That's the key. Or when the tenant, you're seeing that they're struggling with the tenant,
There's default.
do you want to get out of this property? Because that's what you do. You're a listing agent.
Yeah,
you
so it keeps you in the loop. You would not be in the loop otherwise.
Yeah,
or maybe another agent would have swooped in at that time.
Exactly. And it's cool because, and then we constantly on every statement say, call Sally at Century, whatever, 21. She's your agent. Call her when you're ready to sell, right? We're constantly letting them know that, right? So, retention and revenue, those two are critical. So here's the thing. If you built up 10, 15, or 20 properties, you're making some really good money. Now, yeah, you're not going to go, buy a boat with that, but I tell you what,
that could be a boat payment.
That could be your boat payment. That is true. But what I'm saying is,
that's a big boat payment.
When you're down on commissions, you have a steady flow that's getting you through, and incentivizing you to build that.
And then when commissions are good, it's even better.
Yeah.
That's just like discretionary income.
Well, and then we have an agent over 50 properties. That's all his income. He doesn't care if he lists a property. He's like, dude, I got over 50 properties. I'm making revenue. When I get the listing, that's just gravy for him, right?
Exactly.
So I know a lot of agents would kill for that, right? Like, who doesn't want that?
Okay, so the modern wholesale program, so the agent gets a piece of the leasing. The agent can either do the leasing themselves.
They can do the leasing
and
themselves.
Get 100%.
Get 100%. They do it. They turn it over to us after they do it. Then they say, okay, let me sign you up for management. Or they say, I don't want to deal with it.
Or get a portion of it.
Or they get a portion of it.
We'll do the leasing. We keep 40. So whatever they sell the initial leasing at, whether it's 50, 60, 70,
yeah, we're
whatever.
seeing like 75% kind of being the average.
Some even do 100%.
I've seen 100, which means they make more than us. They make more than us.
Yeah,
and they
so
don't
they'll
lift
be
a finger.
making 60.
Yeah,
we'll be making 40.
Yeah, which that's
so whatever
fine.
the market can bear. So they get a piece of the leasing potentially, whatever they decide to do with their client, and then they get a monthly residual payment.
Correct.
That is the margin, right?
They
between
what our wholesale
charge,
is.
Which our wholesale rate is what?
Our wholesale rate starts at 5.5.
5.5. Okay,
Yeah,
so that's a base rate.
That's a base rate. That's the starting rate, and then whatever the rate that they. And we're seeing the average agent listing it for getting like 8.5 is kind of the average.
Okay.
So you're getting 3%. Right
so
off
margin
the top.
is somewhere around 3. It could be higher, just depending upon what you can sell.
Based on your relationship with the client and how much they
Yeah.
value you. And say, hey, take care of it, and let's do it.
And sometimes it is higher in lower rent situations. I know we have properties like in
High desert.
I don't know, high desert,
desert.
or just random places where the rent's not that high, and you might be at 10%.
No, and likewise, if your rent's $5,500, your owner, your client may look at you and say, hey, can we come down a little bit? But you're looking at. It's not the percentage you're looking at; it's the dollar, right?
Right.
You're not paying your bills with percentage; you're paying with dollars.
And that's it. That's literally all to the program.
Yeah.
And then that basically that keeps the agent in the loop, in the property owner's, realm of existence.
I would say most agents that we have a conversation with like the idea. The number one mistakes agent make, and we can't stress it enough. Well, I don't have a client yet, so I'll sign up when I have a client. And we're like, why? So I always want to put this through. It's like, okay, wait a minute. You're talking to a client. And he goes, yeah, I'm thinking about renting my property. Oh crap! Let me dig through some emails and see if I can find this guy's.
Learn this program really quick.
Exactly. Like it. Sign up.
I think, I feel like if agents really didn't think about property management before, or dealing with property owners who have rental property, they might have shied away from it.
Yeah.
This gives you kind of confidence to seek out those people. And I mean, as an agent, you should always be talking to people every single day. So, and I'm sure if you thought about it, you have people in your past that, that did rent their properties out or are actively buying.
Sphere of influence.
Yes. So you have to just think about, who do I know?
You have a new reason to go back to those people and say, hey, is this a service that would be helpful to you, right? This is a service, right? So it's not only going forward, but it's going backwards.
Exactly.
And getting those clients registered into your system and building your portfolio, that's massive.
Yeah. It's like, it gives you a kind of a new reason to want to go out and start talking to people, because right now that people aren't necessarily wanting to sell. So now you have this in your tool belt that you
Yeah.
can actually make money
And
from.
it's definitely a very weird time. You know, I would say that if you're reading any news articles, you're listening to people talk about where the market's going, it's all a guess right now. Because I will say, I don't care if you went to Harvard or if you went to community college, you don't know, because we've never had a pandemic before. We've never in our lifetime experienced almost zero Fed interest rates with these super low rates.
Yes.
We've never experienced this issue with people working remotely or not wanting to work. These are completely new to our environment. And so if you think, I've been doing this 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and this is how I do it, and I've never done that before, okay, well, guess what? You're going to be considered a dinosaur, because the world is changing. Nobody quite knows where it's going in terms of how the market is. So why not get as many things as possible that make you be more successful?
And who's
right?
who wants to say no to an additional stream of revenue?
That
No, I don't want that extra $1,000
I do.
a month.
I don't want it.
You know, I just don't want it.
I don't want
I don't
it.
want to keep building on it every
I
month.
have too much
That
money.
just sounds ridiculous.
I have too much money. I let money fly out my window when I drive on the freeway.
And who doesn't want to be more useful to their client? Who, you know, no one wants to be like, oh, I don't know anything about that. Sorry, I have to refer you to someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to be the one who knows all the stuff. At least I do.
I would like to go back to buying minutes on my cell phone, where it's more expensive, and I would not like to make more money.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I want to know all the stuff and I want to make all the money. So that's what the program is about. It's being a better tool, being more resourceful to your client, which in turn is going to make you more money. Having a wider range of people that you're able to talk to and offer things to. Oh, we didn't even mention the construction part of it.
There's more?
Well,
And there's more. If you carry the bag around, my boss will give you an extra 10% discount on these knives at the mall.
No,
Yeah.
so we are also modern wholesale, modern real estate shop. We're also one of our sister companies is a construction company. So when we're talking about property management is a hub to our business, and then we have all of these spokes. Construction is one thing, because if you have a large portfolio of properties, you're going to ultimately have repairs on a daily basis, whether
Yes.
they're big, small, move outs, all of that.
Correct.
But real estate agents always need good contractors, because they're in escrow. There's requests for repairs. There's always these last minute things. And the last thing you want to do is try to search for some random contractor to fix something.
Well, and I would add to that. They don't just need contractors. They need contractors to answer their flipping phone.
Who have a sense of
Right?
urgency.
You're getting
And
ready
who
to
know
close
them.
escrow. You're getting ready to close escrow, and you can't get a hold of the contractor to find out if the work was done, right? And
or if they can do work.
or if they can do work, or if they're available, how fast can they get out there? Do they understand the urgency? Yeah, they're
And if they even know what they're doing.
yeah, their $450 repair is holding up your $18,000 worth of commission.
Exactly.
And so we solve that issue through our repair desk. And once you're linked in and you're enrolled in our service, within our portal, you have a repair desk access. You can submit your you can submit your repair issues and photos and all the details of how you know.
That is super valuable. And that's when your client thinks you're a rock star.
Yeah, because you can get stuff done. You can
get stuff done. And I mean, when we're doing escrows or we're trying to sell a property, so many times the day before close, all of a sudden they find something that needs to be
and
fixed.
it's always something super
Could be
stupid.
something dumb, something small, but at the end of the day, if you can't do it and you need to
Yeah.
find someone else to do it, and someone that you can trust and that your client is going to like, you don't want to be scrambling at that time on like Angie's List or whatever, trying to get someone. So that's another part of it. We'll probably talk about that in more detail in another podcast.
And we just usually lightly mention that, because sometimes we don't want to confuse when we're having a sales conversation, confuse them on the first part of it and then start introducing the second part of it.
Yeah.
But bottom line is, we're taking what we do, and we've done very successfully for the last 20 plus years. And we're now making it available through this program, and we've transitioned ourselves to a B2B company where we service real estate agents, brokers, insurance professionals, mortgage lenders, mortgage brokers. We service those, and you don't have to be a broker to sign up. You can be the agent. You can just be an agent under a broker. You can sign up with us. You can still build your portfolio. We'll guide you through the process. It's very simple. Everything is, compliant with the state. But yeah, so we're transitioning to that. And I think that has been exciting for us, because it's kind of
Yeah.
dealing with a different type of client. We're doing professionals that get what we're
We're
doing.
using our expertise to help other real estate agents and brokers.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yep. So when you get
Cool.
that call, you know, from us asking to join our affiliate program, you'll know what it is now and how it's going to benefit you.
Awesome. So cool. I think that's a good episode. Hopefully this episode actually got recorded in both video and sound format, but we have all new soundboards, so it should be better. All new equipment, so we even have better mics now.
Yep. And then if they're hearing for this for the first time and they do want to join the affiliate program, what should they do? They
should go to modernwholesale.shop. That's a website, and you can get that link in our bio, on our Instagram. It's pretty much everywhere. It takes
like 2 minutes.
It's so fast to sign up.
And free.
And it's free. And then once you're signed up, it's equally as fast to register a client who you're going to make money for in perpetuity while they're being serviced by our company. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. So I'm a bit biased, but I think it's nuts. I think that you should jump on that. Agents should be flocking to this, because don't wait till the last minute and you're scrambling when you have that client that's ready to get on board.
Yeah, and we can tell you firsthand, because obviously we have a property management company. We've been doing it forever. It's been one of our biggest values that we've been able to offer for ourselves and for our clients.
It kept us afloat after the refi bust, the housing bust. I mean, we continued to grow year after year. If it wasn't for property, and I'll tell you firsthand, I initially was during the time when during the housing boom in 2004, 2005, I'm like, let's just get rid of our property management division. It doesn't, it's a lot of work. And good thing we didn't. Obviously has someone much smarter here.
You
said no.
Let's keep it.
And
because it made money.
And when the sales fell just through the floor, it was done. It was over. We continued to grow.
Yeah, we were like thanking the Lord.
Yeah,
for
and we continue to grow. And then our relationships we had all the big banks, the government agencies, the investors. They said, hey, you can offer this service. And we started getting so much volume, and we grew like crazy like during those times. I mean, financially. So if you're in that situation and you're not signed up, you don't have that, you don't know what opportunities you're going to miss until you miss them.
It's true.
So, all right, guys, cool. Well, it was great listening.
Yes.
I liked it. I thought it was great. Hopefully no one fell asleep.
I thought it was good.
It was good. It was good. I think we gel well together.
So,
we should do business together.
Stay tuned.
All right. Thanks. We're out. See you guys.
Bye.
Hey guys, this is Damien. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed listening to us ramble about real estate and property management. Don't forget to check out all our social media and visit our website for wholesale property management. You can find the link in the bio. If you have topics, questions, or crazy situations you want us to talk about, send us a message. See you on the next episode of ModTalk.